Hi everyone, my name is Grace Kemp, and this is part 3 of the Jews and the Cross. We're presenting our discovery that the tabernacle in the wilderness at the foot of Mount Sinai was very likely in the shape of a cross rather than the usual rectangular square that we commonly see in pictures. Among the other reasons I've been giving for drawing this conclusion, in doing so, I wondered if there was an eyewitness. Is there anywhere in the Bible that says it's shaped like a cross? And there isn't. There are a lot of clues, though, that lead us to conclude that it is shaped like a cross. Having done the measurements, I did it to scale. I put the tents, and so the picture you see of the cross is all done to scale, and that's how it turns out. However, I did find a very interesting passage in Numbers. It's the prophecy of Balaam, who was prophesying on the Mount Peor that is located in Edom, on the western side of Edom. And he was overlooking the camp that was at that time around Kadesh Barnea, or in that general area. And this is his prophecy. And I'm going to, I'll show you the picture after I read this. His prophecy said he saw Israel abiding in his tents according to their tribes. Okay, so he's looking down on the tents of Israel. How goodly are thy tents, O Jacob, and thy tabernacles, O Israel. As the valleys are they spread forth. Now in Hebrew, spread forth is translated stretched or spread out or extended. As gardens by the riverside, as the trees beside the waters. Now his prophecy somewhat describes what he's seeing. So from the top of Mount Peor, he saw the tents spread forth like valleys or riverside gardens bordering a body of water. Each of these similes are linear rather than square. So here's a picture of the general area with Mount Peor in the background. And I superimposed the cross across the landscape. And I don't think it looked exactly like that, but I think this is a shape that Balaam saw, stretched forth as the valleys. And generally all those things are linear. So I think that was pretty interesting. Now in the front of the tabernacle, there was a courtyard, because all the children of Israel gathered to assembly. Frequently it says that. So if you have 2 million plus people, can they fit? Well, that courtyard would measure 1/2 mile square. So I did the math on that. And each individual would have 22 inches squared to stand in. That isn't a lot of room, but if they came in an orderly fashion, it could accommodate them in front of the tabernacle. And when I took a look at the location of the tribes, I found it rather interesting. I'll hold this up. I don't know whether you'll be able to see it properly or not. The cross is in the middle. The tribes on the upper end of the cross, or the west end, are all descendants from Rachel. That was Jacob's favorite wife. On the lower section, Judah, Issachar, and Zebulun are all descendants from wife Leah. Those on the right side, or excuse me, those on the south side in green, I've colored those green, are descendants of Leah with the exception of Zilpah's son at the end. And on the north end, which is the blue section of the cross, those are all children of the handmaidens. Now I don't know quite what to make of this, but I'm going to suggest something, and you could take it or leave it. Leah, on the lower section, could represent the children of Israel, the Jews of the Old Testament, which supports the upper side of the cross, all of which are descendants of Rachel. Perhaps that represents the church. The church, in other words, is supported by Israel. The church evolved out of Israel. It was Israel that brought us our Messiah, brought us the Word of God. Israel is temporarily set aside in order to bring in the church, which includes both Jews and Gentiles during this age, after which, after the rapture, Israel will again be the custodians of evangelism and the gospel of the kingdom during the tribulation. This is a picture of the tabernacle itself, and you can see the cross shaped within the tabernacle as well. If you join the furnishings together, that is not original with me. This is somebody else's work. I'm going to stop there, and please come back for part 4, and we'll attempt to finish this, the Jews and the cross, and see where it leads us. God bless you.